Hello, everyone. Welcome to TV Board Gamers. My name is Dave,
And I'm Dirk.
and today we're going to take a look at the fourth standalone Investigator box.
So this is our Nightingale, Marie Lambeau. She is the mystic investigator from the new Chapter 2. And she will be an evergreen product, like everything that came in the core set and the new standalone investigators that we have right now. These will all be evergreen products. So if you're playing anything that is Chapter 2 related and you're playing current environment, they will be around through the entire Chapter 2. So
Yep. All right. Well, so this is an updated Marie Lambeau. So will be different than the Chapter 1 version.
yeah, and I do like the fact that they have continued the story with some of the characters as well as brought in some new characters. I am still a little bit interested to happen to a couple of the characters we haven't seen return yet, that we've already seen some effects with their stories. So I'm kind of interested to see how it all plays out. But for right now, we're going to get to see what the new Marie does for us. So let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, cutting it without cutting myself this time.
For change.
All right, so there we go with Marie. So here is her little mini investigator card, and I'm so glad that they've actually included those because they do actually have available if you want to use them. They've got little tokens that you can use for your investigators to take up less real estate. But Dave and I are kind of partial to the mini cards.
I like the mini cards.
So
Then there's a little booklet here that has her flavor text,
her a little bit of the story of how
how to
she
play
got
it,
to where she's at from where she was.
rules on how to use the expansion. If you tear apart the starter deck and want to rebuild it, there you go. That's how you do it. On the back, talks a little bit about upgrading, the expansion symbol, credits, and then playtesters.
What is that expansion symbol? Well, is that
That's
supposed to be like a voodoo doll or
like a
something?
spirit, probably.
Maybe. Okay. That's an interesting one. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at Marie's new deck building restrictions. So she is a deck size of 30. Her building options is she can use Mystic cards and Neutral cards from level 0 to 5. And her required cards that do not count against her limit are her Grandma's Charm. So Grandma's Charm, the Called to Guinea. I don't know how to say that. And then one random basic weakness.
Yeah. Now, one thing with these investigator decks is there's only Mystic cards in this, so that's her deck building. So, but you can take this product if you don't own Arkham and be able to play in a campaign because it even has upgrade cards too. So, you could get away with just owning this to try out Arkham, if you want to see if you like it before you invest in the core box.
Yeah, and we've honestly seen that based off of the other ones, this is the fourth one we've seen in this series here, and they've had some pretty good cards in their starter decks. Yep.
All right. Then on the other side, the front, we got 4 will, 4 intellect, 1 combat, 3 agility. She's a performer and a witch. And as a reaction, after damage is placed on Marie Lambeau, you get to draw 2 cards and discard one of them, limit once per phase. And the Elder Sign is +0, but if you succeed, you get to heal a damage. And she's got 8 physical and 7 sanity.
All righty. And so we'll go ahead and start here. Her signature asset is her Grandmother's Charm. So it's a 2-cost asset. It provides 2 mental and a wild if you use it in a skill test.
2 will.
Two willpower and a wild. Sorry, I said it the other way around. But then it is a blessed occult item charm, and as a lightning action, you can take a direct damage and exhaust the charm to replenish a charge to an asset you control. And of course, because she took damage, then she turn around and be able to do the draw discard piece. So it synergizes really well. This does take up an item slot, and it has 3 physical damage that it can take.
Right. And now, even though it is a mystic card, it can only be in Marie Lambeau's deck.
Yes.
That's why it says Marie Lambeau only.
Okay.
All right. Then her signature ally is Call to Guinea. It's a weakness, Cursed Pack, Revelation. Put the card into play in your threat area. You cannot heal damage, which really sucks for her. And as an action, you could choose and discard 3 cards from your hand to discard it.
All right, so her random weakness. So this is the one that comes with the deck here. So if you play it straight out of the box, then this is what you would have. But if you're doing a build from scratch, then you would randomize the options, and this is one of them. So this basic weakness is a terror, hemophobia. And whenever you reveal this, you're going to put it into play in your threat area. And as a forced action, the first time each round an investigator at your location takes damage, you will take a horror. So that includes you. And it takes 2 actions to discard hemophobia.
Okay. Now, one thing with these investigator decks that's different than the starting decks in the core set is that we actually have 2 copies of each card in the deck, which you are allowed to have 2 copies of a card. So, when we're just going to show one, obviously, but you actually have 2 copies.
Yeah, which I kind of like that a little bit better for most cases, because normally I build with 2 copies of a card.
I do too. But again, this is
but not always.
This is designed that if this is all you own, you can play the game with a decent deck. So,
yep.
All right. So first of all, we got the Arcane Initiate. She costs 1, provides a will if you put in a skill check. Ally Sorcerer, forced. After Arcane Initiate enters play, you place 1 Doom on it. And as a lightning, you can exhaust Arcane Initiate, search the top 3 cards of your deck for a spell card, and draw it and shuffle your deck. And it's 1 physical, 2 sanity, and takes up your ally slot. So now one thing is you got like 1 less turn on the agenda, because Doom, when you do the Doom check, you check the Doom on the agenda and on all other cards in play. So this gives you 1 less turn to before the agenda is completed. But you're getting the ability, and once you do complete agenda 1, say, and you go to agenda 2, then the Doom is removed from this card, and you're good, I guess.
Yeah, and we call the turn that it actually flips over the Twilight Hour,
Witching Hour,
or the Witching Hour, and this is one we like playing something like this right at the Witching Hour, because it's already going to pop.
Right.
So, all right, then we've got the Offering Bowl. So this is a 1-cost asset that provides a wild if you use it inside of a skill test, but it's an occult item with 3 offerings. If there's no offerings, you're going to discard it. But as a lightning action, you can spin an offering, exhaust the bowl, and take 1 damage to gain 2 resources.
Okay.
So it's a quick way to get resources, which Mystics tend to have expensive decks.
Now, this is a really nice card. The Bloodstone, it costs 2, provides 1 will if it's in a skill check. Item, Charmed Curse. You get +1 will, which for Mystics, you use your willpower for your spells, for attacking and investigating and evading. Usually it's like you use your will skill over your other skills. So and this gives you a built-in +1. It takes up an accessory slot, and it also provides you 2 extra physical, which Mystics tend to have a higher sanity than they do physical.
Yeah, and the willpower is one of the more common encounter skills that you have to deal with too.
Yeah, most treacheries.
Treacheries, yeah. That's what I meant. All right, then you've got the Sacrificial Doll. So this is a 3-cost asset. It provides a willpower and a combat if you use it in a skill test, but it's an occult charm. And then while you have 3 or fewer remaining health, this does not take up a hand slot. So it does normally take 1 up, but if your health goes down low enough, it no longer takes up a slot. And then as a reaction, after you reveal a non-auto-fail chaos token during a skill test, you're going to take a damage and exhaust the doll to cancel that token and reveal tokens from the chaos bag until a symbol token is revealed. So till any other symbol is revealed, and you're going to resolve that token and ignore the rest. So this could still result in you
drawing
getting the auto-fail again, because let's see, hold on. No, it cancels the token, so it doesn't go back in the bag.
No, but it says after you reveal a
non-auto-fail
chaos token.
Right. Oh yeah, it could still reveal the chaos.
Yeah,
the auto-fail.
The replacement could be, and more likely the auto-fail is going to come out because
you're not doing any numbers.
Right,
so.
But you could keep doing tokens and cancel that token and reveal tokens from the chaos bag until a symbol token. Until the first symbol token.
Yeah, so it's the first symbol you reveal and then you're done. But you take that one instead. So this is one you'd use if you've got if you know what you're going into. If there's a really nasty the elder thingy, If the elder thingy's got a really nasty ability or something, this could prevent you from having to take that.
Right. Then hope the skull's not so bad or something.
Yeah, and hopefully you don't get the auto fail.
All right. So this is chapter two's version of shriveling, I think. It's a 3-cost asset. It provides a combat, uses 3 charges, fight using will. So here's what we talked about where you're using your willpower as an action. If you succeed, you may spend 1 charge to deal +1 damage for this attack. If you reveal a skull token during this test, you remove a charge from Cosmic Flame. If you cannot, you take a damage and discard this card, and it takes up one of your arcane slots.
Yeah,
So yeah, as long as you're not drawing the skull, which usually is the most common symbol, you're not spending any charge. Well, you're not removing an extra charge. You're spending a charge if you want the +1 damage. But and you could decide after you've seen the
but that's the thing. You don't have to actually spend the charge to get that
if you're
first
only gonna,
+1 damage.
right. If you just want to do 1 damage.
Yeah.
If you just want to do 1 damage, you don't have to spend a charge. But if you want to do 2 damage, then you will spend the charge.
Yep.
And if you draw the skull, then you're removing another charge.
Yeah, or taking damage. All right, then we've got Second Sight. So this is a 4-cost asset. If you use it in a skill test, it provides you with an intellect. But this is a spell that uses 3 charges. And as an action, you investigate using your willpower instead of the investigate that you normally would. But if you succeed, you may spend 1 charge to discover 1 additional clue at your location. And if you reveal a cultist token during the test, you're going to remove a charge from Second Sight. And if you cannot, take 1 horror and discard this card. So what I like about this one is you actually can wait until you find out if you succeed to spend that charge.
Right.
But however, you do actually have to state at the beginning of the test you're using Second Sight, because if you happen to draw the cultist, whether you spent that token or not, you're going to have to remove a charge.
Yeah.
So that is why you do have to actually state it in advance.
Well, yeah, because you.
No, the Cosmic Flame was the same way. If you succeed,
yeah,
you can spin the 1 to deal the damage. So you do have,
But you do have to. But you're right. You do have to say the card because otherwise you would use your intellect instead of your will if you're doing just a basic investigate. Then this is the evasion version of these cards. It's called Shadow Meld. It does provide an agility if you put it into a skill check. Spell uses 4 charges. Action, evade, will. If you succeed, you may spend 1 charge to move to a connecting location. So in addition to the evading, you can also move. But if you reveal a tablet during the test, you remove a charge from Shadow Meld. And if you cannot, you lose an action and discard the card.
and that one takes up the
Arcane. They all three took up
Did they all? Okay, yeah.
they're all the same.
We weren't even saying it. I didn't click.
The first one.
Oh, I didn't hear it. All right, now we've got the Consume Life spell. So this is an event. It uses, it uses a will, or it provides a willpower in a combat if you use it in a skill test. But as a fight action, you take a fight action using willpower, and it gains +1 damage. And if the attack defeats an enemy, you get to heal a damage from an inspector or ally asset at your location.
Inspector? An inspector?
Investigator. We're in Britain. There's inspectors.
All right. Then we have we are not in Britain. You could tell by our British accents.
Yes.
We have the Favor of Balshandar. It costs 0. It's a ritual. As an additional cost to play it, you do have to take a damage, but you get to play a spell or ritual asset from your hand, reducing its cost by 3. Playing this card does not provoke an attack of opportunity. Now, this is really nice if you're engaged with an enemy. You don't have your, the Sacred Flame or whatever the attack one was called. But you have it in your hand.
Cosmic Flame.
Cosmic Flame. Yeah. So it costs 3, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So you could play this for free. You could play the Cosmic Flame for free, and it does not provoke attack of opportunity. And now you have an attack to deal with the enemy you're engaged with. So that's pretty sweet.
Okay. Then we have Infuse Life. So this is a 4-cost event. It provides a wild if used in a skill test, but it's a spell that heals 3 damage from among investigators and or ally assets at your location. So I love it whenever they've got these to where you can spread it around, because one of the big problems you always had in the first chapter was you get something like this, but you'd only taken one damage, but you had an ally you wanted to heal as well, and yeah, so now you can actually spread that out a little bit.
Right. And if you use Bolshendor, it only costs you one.
Yeah.
And it could keep you alive when you're engaged with the enemy, because you could heal yourself 4 hit points. All right. Then we have Mirror Form. It's provides a will and agility if you put in a skill check. It's a spell, fast, play only during your turn. Choose a spell or charm asset in your hand and put it into play under your control. When the round ends, shuffle that asset into your deck if it's still in play. So you can play some of those 3-cost assets or spell or charms for free. So,
Oh, that is nice, because like the second sight cost you 4, so you'd be able to play that and then shuffle it back in. That's nice.
right.
All right, then we've got the spiritual charm. So this is a 0-cost event that provides willpower and agility if used in a skill test, but it's a parlay action spell trick. Choose a non-elite enemy at your location or at a connecting location. Move that enemy to your location, engage it, and gain resources equal to its combined damage and horror values. All right.
All right. Then we got a skill here. This is Blood Curse. It provides 4 wild. Spell Cursed, max 1 committed per skill test. If the skill test is successful, you take 1 direct damage, but it gives you +4 to your skill check.
Yeah, but I mean, that 1 direct damage, if you need that +4 at the right, oh yeah, that could be huge.
Yeah.
All right, then we've got Cosmic Guidance. So this skill provides a willpower. It's an augury. So if this skill test is successful, heal 1 damage from the performing investigator.
Nice.
So it's nice. So you can play this on somebody else's to heal them, or you can play it on your own to heal yourself, of course.
And especially since there's a lot of healing, a lot of physical damage in this deck.
Yes.
You definitely want that. Then we got the Torrent of Power. It provides 1 wild. It is practice. As an additional cost to commit Torrent of Power to a skill test, you can spend up to 3 charges from among assets you control. For each charge spent this way, Torrent of Power gains a will and a wild. So that's a +2 for every charge you're willing to spend, especially if it's against a will skill check.
That is nice.
All right. Now, one thing that Arkham does that's different than the other games, like Lord of the Rings and Marvel Champions, I guess, is that you earn experience points, especially when you're playing campaign mode, and you could spend experience points to upgrade cards. And so some of these cards are upgraded versions of cards that we saw before, and then some of them are like new cards. So you actually replace a level 0 card with the card, what these cards are. So the first one we have, which is an upgrade from the base set. I don't think this was in this one.
Yeah. So the ceremonial robes. So the little dot on that is how many XP it costs. So this is a 1 XP upgrade. It costs 1 to play. It's an asset. If you use it in a skill test, it gives you a wild, but it is a clothing item. Takes up your body slot. But you reduce the cost of the first spell or ritual card you play each round by 1, which for a mystic that is huge. And while you have this, it gives you an addition. It can take 1 damage and or 1 mental attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Then we have a skill card here, Eldritch Whispers. It costs 1 XP, provides 2 will, which is the big skill for mystics, of course. Max 1 committed per skill test. If a symbol token is revealed during this test, place up to 2 charges or 2 secrets among assets you control. That's pretty nice.
Okay. So yeah, and like sometimes you start getting a little bit deeper into a campaign, and it's it's definitely going to be more and more stuff. Symbols show up usually. All right, then we have the Blood Ward. So this takes 2 XP to upgrade to this. And the XP upgrades, it's per card. So if you had 2 copies, you would have to pay 2 for each of them that you upgraded. But this it provides a combat and a wild if used in a test. But it costs 1 to play. It's a spell. It's a fast action, so it doesn't require an action. but you can play whenever a non-elite enemy attacks an investigator at your location. You can cancel the attack and heal 2 damage from the targeted investigator. So it's a way to prevent an attack and heal them. So that's pretty nice.
All right. Then we got Retribution. It costs 2 XP, costs 2 to play it. It's provides a wild if you put it in a skill check. Spell Spirit, fast. Play when an enemy attacks an investigator at your location. You take all damage and horror from the attack. For each point of damage and horror taken, deal 1 damage to an enemy at your location. So you could turn around and do it.
You do half the damage back. Oh no, you do an equal amount back.
Equal amount,
okay.
yeah. So you could
you do you take it, you send it back as pure damage.
Right.
Okay.
You can send it back to him, or you can
to another enemy.
To another enemy, yeah.
Okay. All right, then we've got the Dread Curse of Azathoth. So this upgrade costs 3 XP. It's exceptional, so it is a 3 cost, but it actually you have to pay 6 XP for it. And that matters and the reason it matters is in deck building restrictions. Some characters can only play up to a level 3 card in Mystic. But so they would still be able to play this because it is a level 3 upgrade, but it does actually, you have to pay for that cost twice. But if you use it in a skill test, it provides a willpower and a combat. This is a cursed spell. So this asset is when this is in play, you can take an action to place a doom on the Dread Curse. If you do, you fight using your willpower. You get +2 for the skill and deal +1 damage for this attack. And if the attack defeats an enemy, you're going to remove a doom from it, so you can remove the one you just put on it. And if a skull or an elder thingy is revealed during the test, you're going to remove all doom from the card. So if one of those 2 tokens, you get to remove anything you've put on there. So that's kind of nice. And then it takes up the arcane slot.
And you can only have 1 copy.
Yes.
And you don't exhaust it. So you actually could do it 3 times on your turn, but you're putting 3 doom. But then as long as you draw one of the symbols, you have to remove the doom.
That would take all of your actions to do that, though.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is you could actually get 3 attacks with that same card.
Yes.
But it does add 3 doom, but then hopefully you draw on the 3rd one, you can get rid of it.
It's cool because it's a spell. It doesn't have uses.
Right. Then we have a Ritual Dagger. It's a 3 cost asset. It's also 3 XP. It provides a will, a combat, and a wild. Item, weapon, melee, curse. Fight using combat this time. But you do get to add your will to your combat stat, so that's nice. And as a reaction, after you play a spell event, take 1 damage and exhaust Ritual Dagger to shuffle that event into your deck instead of discarding it. Oh, okay. So after you play a spell event, you take a damage, exhaust the dagger, and shuffle the event back in your deck instead of discarding it.
So you can replay it. So you basically, it's like getting extra copies.
Yep.
All right. Then we've got the Spiritual Intuition. So this upgrade takes 3 XP. If you use it in a skill test, it provides a mental, a combat, and a wild. This is a talent asset. And it's starting. So what starting means is if after you've taken your mulligan and drawn back up, before you shuffle, you can take 1 starting card in your deck and add it to your starting hand at that point, and then shuffle your deck. But while this is out, if you spend, as a lightning action, you spend a resource to get +1 for a willpower test, 2 if it's a spell or a ritual card. And then, or you can spend the lightning action to get +1 for a +1 combat for a skill test. Again, 2 if it's a spell or ritual. So, yeah.
Okay. Then we got the upgraded Blood Curse, costs 3 XP. This one provides 5 wild, which the other one was 4, I believe. Max 1 committed per skill test. If the test is successful, deal 1 damage to a card with health at your location. And I believe before it was direct damage or something, wasn't it?
Let's see. This was
skill.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could actually play this on one of your assets like an ally or, body armor or
Or
whatever
an
you got.
enemy.
Oh, it says to a card.
You could do it to an enemy if you.
Ooh,
I
yeah,
mean,
I guess so.
at least that's the way I'm interpreting that.
Yeah.
Because they are a card at your location,
All right.
and they have health. All right, then we've got the Arcane Experience. So this is a permanent. So I think this might be the first permanent upgrade we've seen, at least in today. But it costs you 4 XP, but it limit one per deck, and you have one additional Arcane slot. Again, Arcane slots are huge for the Mystics, so this is a really nice one to
Yeah.
have.
Normally you have two.
Yeah,
So this
this
would
gives
give
you
you
a
a
third
third
one.
one, and this does not count towards your deck size.
Yes.
So it's not quite the same as exceptional because it starts in play, doesn't cost you anything, and it does not count against your deck size. All right, then we got Jim Culver. So we saw him as an ally in the base box. So here's the upgraded version. 4 XP, he costs 4. He provides 2 will if you put him in a skill check. You get +1 willpower, which is nice. And as a reaction, after you take damage and or horror, you can exhaust Jim Culver to draw 1 card and gain 1 resource. And he has 3 physical and 3 sanity, and he takes up your allies.
Oh, he is a beefy ally.
Yeah.
I don't remember any allies from the chapter 1 that also showed up as investigators. So that's leading me to believe that he will not be an investigator this time around, which he had a really interesting build in the first one, so it was kind of nice. Yeah. But so I don't know that we're going to see him this time around.
Or maybe they're doing like with Marvel Champions.
Yeah, they might be doing it a little different.
You could have investigators as allies, because he is unique.
Yeah.
So if someone is playing Jim Culver Investigator, you could not have that in
Correct.
your deck. Well, you could have it in your deck, you just couldn't play it.
Right. All right, so then we've got the Ultimate Sacrifice. So this upgrade cost 4. It's an event. It does provide a wild if you use it in a skill test, but it is a spirit spell. It is fast play, and you play when the investigation phase ends. So that's interesting. I think that might be the first time I remember seeing that timing trigger on his card. But you repeat the investigation phase. Oh, wow. At the end of that phase, you are defeated and suffer 1 physical trauma, max once per game.
Dirk will never play that card.
You want to bet?
Will you take a physical trauma?
If I play it, if we're at the very end of it, it might be worth it.
Oh, on the last scenario.
Yeah, this is one I would. I mean, I might not, but depending on the situation, I might. But I would never have 2 copies of this. I can't see having 2 copies. But yeah, that cost 4 to do it though. But that could be good.
All right, then we got Second Sight. It costs 4, but 5 XP. It provides will, intellect, and wild. It's a spell, uses 4 charges as an action. Investigate using willpower. You get +2 to this investigation. If you succeed, you may spend 1 charge to discover 1 additional clue at your location, or +1 clue at a connecting location. If you reveal a cultist token during the test, remove 1 charge from Second Sight, and if you cannot, take 1 horror and discard the card. So this is an upgrade of the original one, right?
Yeah.
I believe that sounds familiar. Second Sight, there was a level 0 one, I believe.
It's an asset.
Yeah. Either that or was in the core set.
I think that one might have been in the core set because I don't remember seeing that one today.
Okay. Yeah, it might be in the core set. All right.
All right, then we've got Shadow Meld. So this one we did see earlier today. So this one also costs 5 XP. If you use it in a skill test, it gives you a willpower, agility, and a wild. But it is a 2-cost asset spell. It has 5 charges, takes up an arcane slot. But as an evade, you take an evade action, you get +2 for the evasion. If you succeed, you can spend a charge to move to a location up to 2 locations away. If you reveal a tablet token during the test, you're going to remove a charge counter from here. And if you don't have one, then you're going to lose an action and discard the card.
Okay. And then the final card we have for this pack is Bin Blood. It costs 2, 5 XP, provides 2 will and 2 combat. Spell Cursed, fight using your will. You get +3 will and deal +1 damage with his attack. If you succeed, deal 1 damage to each other enemy at your location. Each enemy dealt damage by bin blood cannot attack you for the remainder of the round.
Okay, so I guess what we saw earlier that there was a crossover with Harry Potter. Now there's a crossover with Avatar, the Last Airbender,
Okay.
because they've got blood bending.
Okay. But this could also
Dave's like, whatever.
yeah, this could also assist your guardian. If he's got engaged with like 3 or 4 enemies, it's like, here, I'll pop a little bit of damage for you. All right. So yeah, so that was our 4th investigator deck, Marie Lambeau. So she is, I don't remember her. I don't know if I played her that much in chapter 1, but
I've definitely played her. I liked her.
But she's definitely, this is very interesting.
Yeah, she's gone through some changes here. I mean, yeah, there's some similarities, but yeah, she's definitely shifted it.
Didn't she have like this kind of devilish guy that was like in love with her and kept following her to all her gigs or something? Wasn't that her? I can't remember. There was somebody who had like an annoying follower as her weakness.
Yeah, it's probably her with Stalker.
Yeah, Stalker basically. All right. Anyways, thank you for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe.
And if you want to see more content by us, go ahead and hit that notification bell down there, and you'll get alerts whenever we post new videos. All right, see ya.